Welcome to Center Stage 1 podcast at the historic Bay Street Players Theater in downtown Eustis, Florida. Your connection to music, arts, events, and business. I am your host, Audra Montgomery. Welcome to Center Stage 1 podcast, Javier.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's so good to see you again. It's been a little while. Right. So we are so glad that you are here, and we are just looking to get into who you are and what you do.
Awesome.
So I guess first thing first is tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe a little of your background, just kind of getting you to this point now.
Okay. So, my name is Javier Perez. I was born in Puerto Rico. It's a little, I'm from a town called Lajas, Puerto Rico, which is like a coastal town on the southwest of the island. I was always drawn to music.
Okay.
Always. I don't recall exactly how I learned how to play guitar other than my brother was learning. Okay. And whenever he left the room, I went in and I tried to mimic whatever he did. And then at one point, I don't know if he noticed or my parents noticed that it's like, well, you're playing better than him. And then it just kept going and going and going and going until it became the obsession that it is today. I don't know. It was just something about the idea of being a musician, of entertaining. It was just so appealing to me from the get-go. I went to college for music in San German in Puerto Rico. And then I moved here in 2001.
Okay.
It was one of those things where we're trying to go after a music career, but it was just a life move. I was just ready for something else. Was in a few bands until probably 2009. Okay. And then 2009, it was one of those things that I said, I'm tired. I don't want to keep doing this anymore. And I tried to not do music for 10 years.
Oh, and wow.
It almost hurt.
Yeah.
And now I'm back.
Beautiful. So when did you jump back into music? Just recently?
I'm pretty sure we had a little 3-date little leg of a tour with my band, and it went horrible. And it had been after a string of events, and I was like, I'm really tired of this because I've been doing this, every week unsuccessfully, for lack of a better term, for the last 8 years. Yeah. And came home and I told my wife, my fiance at the time, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I sold everything and I tried to kind of never look back. I had 2 guitars that I kept. Okay. And work ended up having us move to Virginia. I had a really good opportunity with my job, moved to Virginia. And I co-own a production company called Indian River Music Company. And one of the bands, I know them very well. And one of them said, you do music videos and stuff, right? It's like, yeah. Like, okay, well, we want you to do ours. So I'm in Virginia. How are we going to do this? Like, we'll bring you here. All right, cool. So they bring me over. And when they bring me over, they said, well, actually, the reason why you're here is because you remember that solo that you recorded for that song back in 2012. Now, this is 2017. Okay. And I was like, no, not really. I said, okay, well, you're going to play it on Friday.
Oh, my gosh. They just were like, boom, to the wolves you go.
So it was one of those things that it's like, oh, okay, so let me try to remember how do I play guitar. It went about as good as you expect. Okay. I didn't even have the distortion pedal on or anything like that. It's a very loud band, so it's almost like I was there mimicking stuff and nobody could hear anything. Oh. But at the same time, just that feeling of being on stage, of seeing the crowd and seeing everybody enjoying themselves, it kind of lit like a little spark. Mm-hmm. And so one of my friends, he was getting very heavy into recording. He's actually my business partner with Indian River Music Company. Okay. And he taught me a few things. told me, try and get this equipment so that you can record yourself, etc. I have a bunch of other friends that are still in the music business in the industry, and I just kept bothering them on, sometimes at 2 a.m. It's like, what's a bus? We're like, what's
tell me, please.
Like stuff like that. And I taught myself how to record myself so that I could scratch the itch and put all of that out, but it wasn't enough.
Okay.
It just kept getting bigger. I wanted more. Life brought us back to Florida back in 2021. And I talked to a few of my friends that had been doing it when I left, and they were still doing it. And they were like, yeah, dude, whatever you need, just let us know. We'll put you in contact with people. And next thing I know, it's almost 2 years to the day of my first show back. And I've been loving it ever since.
Yes, doing the thing. Very cool. So you mentioned growing up in PR and then moving here. Yeah. Was there anyone either growing up as a child there or even once you moved here that you were like, that's someone I look to that really inspired me as a guitarist or a musician in general?
It's funny because where I grew up, it's very rural.
Okay.
I'm the youngest in my household. I was still probably older than the oldest of every other kid on that street. So I didn't really have the people to hang out with other than my classmates, which were in the city, none of them live around me.
Okay.
There were other musicians that were older that lived around. And I actually started hanging out with them. One of them, he actually still lives close to my parents. His name is Israel. He's a guitarist. He was in a band called Falsa Sociedad. And we kind of befriended him, which it might have been weird for him. For me, it wasn't.
Little child.
Yeah, exactly. It might have been weird for him, but for me, it was like, oh, cool. And he taught me a lot. He gave me a lot of ideas and what to do and all of that. And as far as as a whole, I'm a big fan of progressive rock and progressive metal music.
Okay.
My favorite guitarist of all time is John Petrucci. I've had the luxury of meeting him a few times. I actually just came back from Puerto Rico a few months ago from seeing them on tour with his band, with Dream Theater, for the second time on this leg of the tour, which that was pretty cool. It was a good trip down memory lane going because they're kind of a musicians band.
Okay.
So everybody I knew that my friends from the music department, when I went to college, they were going to be there. So it was very cool.
So a bit of a reunion.
Exactly.
As well as a concert.
I knew that I was going to run into this guy and everything. So it was a good full circle moment coming back. So I would say him, and I don't play like him, but his songwriting is something that has always influenced my songwriting.
Okay, fun. So, let's dig into that a little bit. So it influences your songwriting, in what way, lyrically, musically, etc., all of the above?
Both. The beauty about that band is that everybody in the band writes lyrics. So some of his lyrics I find very intricate. And as far as the music, the music that they write has a lot of odd beats. They have a lot of different metrics. They're not just playing 4/4. They're playing 7/8, 6/8, and stuff like that, which for some reason I've always been attracted to more than I will get very bored if I'm not moving around and doing stuff when it comes to my own music. Yeah. It's very easy for me to make an interpretation of somebody else's music that is simple, but not my own. For some reason, when it comes to myself writing music or performing my own music, I am my own worst enemy, where if I don't stop, it never ends.
The song is always tweaked
exactly. I get tweaking, and it's and I'm in 8 minutes. I have 2 songs now. So his style with having putting the odd meters in there and all of that, and just the landscape of guitars. There are parts in the guitars where I've seen him enough times live to know that it's just him. There's no tracks for the guitars or something, but there's parts where he is basically playing what 2 guitars would play.
Oh, goodness.
And that to me is interesting. It's something that I always wanted to emulate, changing some of the chords around when it comes to having open strings on chords that really don't, on bar chords and stuff like that don't really have it. So those types of ideas and colors that he puts into the music. That's what I like.
Yeah, something a little interesting, a little challenging, a little different. Fun. So bring things back up to this point. You mentioned that you not only have music that you were doing yourself and performing as yourself. Are you in bands now? You mentioned you have a production company. Is that still ongoing?
Yes. So the production company it's called Indian River Music Company. It was a brainchild of one of my best friends, Jason Banning. And it was one of those things where this sounds corny, but it has been our truth since the beginning. We're not in it for the money. We're not trying to make money. We are trying to facilitate the help that we would have wanted when we were at a point where we probably could have made it.
Gotcha.
But they didn't have that push. They didn't have that extra help. As a matter of fact, right now, Jason is in South Africa helping with a music festival down in Cape Town.
Oh, how fun.
We have a company that we're partners with down there called Slam Dank, and he's down there helping them out because one of the main bands that's coming as a headliner, we're the ones bringing them, like we're the ones that facilitate that. And we've been working with a band from South Africa called Overthrust for, my God, it's got to be more than 10 years now.
Wow, okay.
It's very fun. That has been a very fun growing experience, seeing them from, we have this idea and it was raw, it was very raw, to seeing them now and they're such a polished product and just being to say, yeah, we help with that.
That's got to be rewarding to see that kind of progression.
So with that, when it comes to that, that's part of what I do. I play just by myself, solo acoustic. I mean, you know, I played here at Pine Smoke a few months ago. That was fun. That was super fun.
We had a blast. We loved having it.
It was very hot, but
it was fun. Very hot.
And I also now have a band. So the band is basically going to be an extension of what it's twofold. When it comes to original music, I don't really enjoy being by myself anymore. Okay. It was fun when I was up in Virginia and I didn't know anyone music that I could do anything musically. Nothing ever materialized. Yeah. Now that I'm here and, my best friend is my drummer, who has been my drummer since 1997.
Oh, wow.
So it's one of those things that it'll feel wrong not to do music with him.
Yeah.
And we brought in a bass player, and I told him, it's like, the onus of this whole thing is on you, because I don't have to look at him. I don't have to tell him anything. He knows my cues. He knows if I move a certain way that I'm going to do something. So it's on you. But it's been very fun, and it's going to be an extension of what I do as far as the cover music.
Okay.
And we're also working on original music. I don't know if I mentioned it. The name of the band is Panoramica.
Oh, no, you didn't. Okay, Panoramica.
Panoramica. So, and I'm going to switch back to my Puerto Rican accent for a second. So in Puerto Rico, Panoramica is the long route that you're just basically, La Ruta Panorámica. You're taking the long way home.
Beautiful. Okay.
So I feel like this whole process has been like the long way home for me. And also I thought that it was fun that it sounds great when you say it in English, and it sounds great when you say it in Spanish. Yep. Panoramica.
Agreed.
So I thought it was a fun name.
It is. That's so fun. Are y'all? Well, is Panoramica? Is that going to be? Are y'all doing things right now, or you're prepping to do things?
We have 3 shows lined up. The first one's actually the end of this month, May 29th, in AC Sports Bar in Waterford Lakes.
Okay. Yeah. Over towards UCF-ish.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. So we have 3 shows lined up. That's the first one. We are working on right now writing material. It's one of those things that now that I'm sitting down and writing all of this stuff, there's a lot of stuff that it's coming out. So it's one of those things where I am telling them, listen to this. If it doesn't work, say it. Because I have more. I have plenty more.
Like there's plenty.
You're not going to hurt my feelings on any of this. It's just I have to get them out. I have to. And so we're in that process. I'm trying to get us to play not just here, but back home in Puerto Rico as well.
Cool. Okay. That'd be really fun. So it sounds like you're already with Indian River Production. Mm-hmm. You're already doing things for like sort of the next up and coming folks that you had hoped would have been there for you.
Yeah.
For those folks that are up and coming, whether they be a guitarist or a whole band or what have you, what could you give them, like a little gem, a little nugget of if when you were coming up that you wish to goodness somebody had told you, right?
That's easy. Don't be scared to fail. I was. I probably had opportunities where I could have left the day job and moved to the back of the van and ride it out, and it might have worked. But I never did it.
Gotcha.
And it was one of those things where I have way more trust in myself now and my abilities than I did back then. That was part of it. Funny thing about me, I am really not a singer. I am a guitarist. I have never sang in my life until right now. I was always a guitarist, and I always wrote music for singers, for other people. When I started writing my own music where I was singing, one of the, not criticism, but one of the points that some people brought up is like, you're singing very high. It's like, yeah, because I don't know my voice yet. It's crazy. I mean, at that point, I was 40-something years old, and I still didn't know my voice. It's taken me these past 2 years of singing by myself, singing other people's music, adjusting other people's music to my tone of voice, like either transposing the songs down or changing the melodies or something like that, to be able to recognize, this is my tone. This is where I can write. This is where I'm comfortable. Yeah. This is what I can do where I can play it and sing it at the same time. So it's one of those things that it took me way too long to get to that process because I was scared of failing. Okay. And that's the one thing that I would tell anybody that's up and coming is that don't be scared to fail. Absolutely. If you fail, you just, you have that in your back pocket, and you can just, get up and try it again.
That's right. Yeah, you got to fail better next time.
Yeah, exactly. Just fail a little bit better next time.
I love that. That's such good advice in music and across the arts, really, all of the arts, and even just life in general. So, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, my goodness gracious. Was there anything else, any sort of takeaway you wanted to leave folks with as far as either getting into the music industry where you're just like, am I going to start? Am I going to do this? Or, just any last little...
You gotta, now more than ever, you have to do it because you love it. Okay. It's a reality of the industry that the money that used to be there when I grew up, and I idolized all these bands that have become gajillionaires, and that doesn't really exist anymore. Okay. The industry has been watered down and saturated by technology, but at the same time, technology is also your friend. Okay. Whereas I had millions of songs that never got released because I didn't have the means to do it. I can release a song every day if I wanted to. Right now, I have my own distribution. I have my own recording studio in my house. So it's one of those things where you can't, now more than ever, you can't do it because you're trying to make it big. You have to do it because you're trying to make the person in front of you happy. That's it. Make them happy. Make them enjoy themselves, enjoying you on stage. That's been my motto since I started doing the cover stuff, because some of the stuff I wasn't too familiar with. Right. But it was music that I know for a fact that, people enjoy this. I need to learn how to enjoy this too. And I have. And there isn't a single song on my set that I don't like. It's especially when I'm looking and I'm seeing people singing and dancing and, with their beers up and whatever, that doesn't matter the song. It's like, you have to do it because you love it. The rest actually just follows. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much for everything you kind of brought to us. Thank you for having me. This is fun. Oh, it was. And I mean, with that said, guys, thank you so much for joining us as well here for Center Stage 1 at the historic Bay Street Players Theater in downtown Eustis. We can't wait to see you for the next one.